Hello everyone, welcome back to the video. In this today's tutorial, I am going to host Excalidraw on AWS App Runner. So first here is the documentation that's provided, which would be helpful for pushing the Excalidraw image to AWS ECR. So these are the two commands which we would be using to push the image. So the first step is we need to log into AWS console and search for Elastic Container Registry. Here we have to create a new repository and give the name. I will be using the same name that's provided here. It's not mandatory to use the same name. We can give any other name. The only thing is we have to map those two names accordingly in the later stage. And I'll be keeping other options as it is and click on create. So the repository has been created. The repository has been created, but there are no images pushed yet. So we have to push the image of Excalidraw to AWS ECR. So for that we need to have AWS CLI configured in our local system. For that I would be going to command, and if you're if you have not set up AWS CLI, so you can check it using AWS CLI command to verify if you have the CLI installed. If yes, then you will see all the help option provided here. If no, you get an command not found option. So to install the AWS CLI, you just have to run pip install AWS CLI. So in my case it's already installed, hence it's showing as requirement already satisfied. Okay, then we have to configure our CLI with the AWS so that we can SSH into it. The command is AWS configure Amazon Web Services. So I'll go ahead and create a new user in AWS console and going to IAM service. Click on user. Create user. I'll give the name Excalidraw YouTube. Click on next, and for this user we have to attach the policies. The main policy we have to attach is this one, AWS Amazon EC2 Container Registry Full Access. This is the only policy that will be sufficient for this particular deployment of the Excalidraw. And click on create user. The user has been created. Let me search for that. Yeah, this is the one. And here we have to create a security credentials for this particular user. Okay, for that we need to click on here, create access key, and we would need to choose this one since we are going to push the image from the command line. And confirm next, some description, key for Excalidraw, create access key, and then we would see access key and secret key created for this. So we have to copy the access key, go back to the command line, paste it, and then copy the secret access key, go back to command line and paste it. Default region I am using US East 1. Make sure to use the same region throughout the process, and Okay, so we have configured the CLI successfully. The next step is to go back to Elastic Container Registry, and here we have the repository created. So we need to push the Excalidraw Docker image here. So for that we have to see the commands available. So this is the command which would need to be executed in our command line. So copy paste. Okay, the login has been successful, and then next we have to build our Docker image. So since the command is already available here, we would be copy pasting this and pulling this image. Yes, and then next yeah, we would be copying the third step that maps this image, like this is the source and this is the target. So we need to map that image with the repository that we have created, right? So copy paste. So the mapping has been done, and then finally we have to run this docker push command. Close. Okay, so we don't have any images right here, and if I click on go back to command and execute the push command, so it will start pushing the image. I think it's done. Let's go back and refresh this. Yeah, we see the latest image has been created here. So we have completed half of the process, and then finally we will go to AWS App Runner and click on create an App Runner service. So I'll choose the container registry ECR and select the image that we just pushed away, right? So this is the repository and this is the image. Click on continue, and here we will select App Runner ECR access role. So if you are not able to see this option, then you can just click on create new and then click on next. So since I had created this earlier before recording the video, I am just selecting that one. Click on next. Okay, so the service name I would give it as Excalidraw app, and I'll just keep the minimum. So I'll just choose 1 vCPU and 2 GB RAM, and the port I'll be using is 80, and then I'll just skip all those other steps and click on next. Okay, this is asking us to review all the things and create and deploy. it will take a few minutes, like 3 to 4 minutes, to complete this deployment process, and then we will be able to uh, use the application Excalidraw using this default domain provided. So if you want your own custom domain, then you can do so by going to this and linking to your the domain that you have created. Since it has a cost associated with it, so if you are not much specific about the domain, we can use the default one provided here. So since the deployment has not yet been completed yet, we are not able to see the application yet. So let's wait until this is done. So it's completed, and let's go back to and check if we are able to load this. It's still not loading. I guess we have to wait for a few more minutes. So it usually takes a couple of more minutes even after completing this to properly access the application. So let's just keep on trying. Hope there was no mistake in the process. Yeah, I guess it's loading now. Yeah, so it's working fine. So yeah, we can start using this application AWS Snowflake Redshift data analytics. Okay, so hope this tutorial, and yeah, before closing the video, do make sure to stop all these services so that you don't get billed on this. Okay, I'll be going and deleting this by the app runner and as well as the repository. Delete, delete. Yeah, so these are the only process that we need to make sure to delete if you are not able, if you don't want to get billed. So yeah, that's all. And there's no need to delete the users that you have created, but yeah, you can delete it. Okay, thanks for watching the video. If you like this video, that would be great. Thank you.